Okay, we're live from the Big House Cafe, Brooklyn, 5,783, 8:38 minutes and 20 seconds. The world is still standing, and we don't know what's gonna happen between the earthquake, the terrorism, Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, and Jordan Peterson trying to reverse the whole balance of those Illuminatis, Freemasons who are trying to be leaders of the world. So basically, there's a lot of things happening.
What about the 2 trade derailments and 3 trade derailments?
The 3 trade derailment and right. So and Joe Rogan and Rihanna, is she pregnant or that? I don't know.
Who's pregnant?
Rihanna.
She announced
I know it's a conspiracy that maybe I think maybe they made it on purpose.
She's pregnant with what?
We don't know.
With your baby. With your baby.
No, because at the Super Bowl. Don't worry, I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I'm a rabbi. Don't worry.
I didn't watch it this year.
No, I watched tidbits, but I was. We were learning.
I didn't know what it was. What is it?
You know.
I was thinking.
So Super Bowl basically it's.
What do you live under a rock?
Okay.
She does.
So So is she pregnant or not?
Who? Rihanna? She's pregnant.
But who cares, right?
Hell is the same place.
How many kids does she have?
Okay, we are live, so let's try to focus on what a Jew should focus on.
We're focusing on pregnancy, Rabbi.
Pregnancy, very good topic. Actually, we'll talk about it. Always use protection unless you want to get unless you're married. unless you're married.
Everything's appropriate.
Listen, it's 2023. I know what's going on in the streets. You know, I'm in a school with a lot of teenagers that the only thing they think when they wake up, that's what they told me, is to find a nice girl. So the idea, or to get high. It's one or the other. I want a girl or I want to get high. That's what my day is focused on. But so what does that mean? It tells us something very.
Videos go.
It's on YouTube.
You never rewatched
You're not in it,
So what does that teach us about the young generation? They're looking for love, and they're looking for spirituality. That's basically that's the most famous website in the teenagers' world. Yeah, you're for it. It's like I don't know, like I put deodorant, so I should think it smells good.
I'm trying to keep it different because we know you're very talking.
Something spiritual. I'm gonna see your soul.
You're not happy with us.
No, but guys, it's nicer if you come closer. It's okay. Yeah, people are scared of the French. What? Okay, so let's focus.
Okay.
Was I able to? Excuse me.
So the idea is that Adam is. I want to speak today also 2 things. First, I want to speak a little bit about Gerim, conversion. Okay, we just had Parashat Yisro. And why in the world you have a parsha from a Jewish book, and it's the parsha where we receive the Torah, and that's the parsha where we have the name of a non-Jew, Yisro, if you're Ashkenaz. So why have a parsha with the name of a non-Jew for the giving of the Torah? Right? It's weird. It doesn't make sense. Obviously, what? He's a Jew now, but I mean it's a good one. But that's exactly the point. The point is that the whole giving of the Torah applies to any non-Jew who decides to convert. We have to understand that there's nothing greater than someone who converts. How do we know? Because
So why does Simon not accept that?
Oh, that's because
Only serious.
no. Bukharian too and Bukharian too. Syrian was the most strict.
Yeah, we
What? Oh,
Iris making.
okay. What? No, converts.
Oh, okay.
No, Ashkenaz too. No, the modern ones do. The old-fashioned one don't. The modern Jews, who the more new generation, are a bit more open. But it's to prevent assimilation. It's to prevent. It has nothing to do with that the converts are not. The main reason is not because they are not accepted as converts, it's because they wanted to prevent assimilation, and so therefore since there were a lot of converts at the time who would convert for the wrong purpose, the wrong reason, so they want to make sure that they stay separate and that they know there's no
Because of the Gerut, I didn't know about the Gerut was good.
If you're rabbis, the Gerut is good. It's today there's more information and there's based in the past. You didn't have communication with everyone, so
Even Bezdin, they say Bezdin was half the time Bezdin to pass something was questionable.
Where?
We had the Gemara this past week. The Gemara was saying about someone was killed by a girl was killed and by Bezdin, and Bezdin gave the wrong visa. Based off it. How does that happen?
It's a problem. There's a lot of Bezin that are not learned and righteous.
Nowadays you have everything's explored. You Google search a question of Judaism, you'll get an answer.
Right.
They didn't have it.
Right. No. We have. So the idea, it says 36 times in the Torah that you have. It speaks about ger 36 times, that how we have to love the ger and respect them, accept them as full-fledged Jew. Remember, Abraham is a ger, Sarah is a ger, every Jew is a ger, because they all converted at Har Sinai. They were not Jewish until they converted at Har Sinai. Before they were Hebrews, meaning there was a covenant.
We
were the Hebrews, but we are the white Hebrews, not the black Hebrews. Yeah, because if you go to Manhattan, they're going to say we're the black Hebrews, we're black Jews, But the idea is that we have to, there's a lot of Beis Din. Sure.
Thank you.
Of course. There's a lot of Beis Din.
Now again.
A lot. Someone was a gentleman.
There we go.
A gentleman. So there are a lot of Beis Din who reject non-Jews in the wrong way. You're not supposed to reject in a way that is disgusting or disrespectful. You have to reject in a way to up to 3 times max. It doesn't have to be 3 times, but up to 3 times, and to push them to make the right choice, so that if they choose that religion, they choose it for the right reason, and they are ready to live as Jews with the anti-Semitism and all the responsibility it takes. It's a very hard decision. I myself have converted some non-Jews from from Peru, from Thailand, from Morocco, from convert. I've converted directly 3-4 people, but taught for conversion, I know more than a dozen, but 20, 30 at least. Yeah.
20, 30 people.
I prepared them for their conversion, so that they were ready.
You converted?
No, I converted 3. I converted 3.
You drowned them,
Yeah, I put them in a wash machine. Mikveh. No. So yeah, it was a very powerful experience. 1, 2, 3. It's important because it's like they say it's like your children, your own children. So when you convert, so I just make sure I remember how many children I have.
Do they have Jewish ancestors? Do
But-
they have Jewish ancestors and then they kind of got or
So some is, but some no, not at all.
Maybe I could send you some.
Yeah, no, I tell everyone, anybody who wants, anybody who is interested in converting, send them to
no, what if,
me.
like I have a student
And you'll
Me,
personally
Rabbi.
turn them away.
Rabbi, me.
whose mother
What view?
converted.
Syrians.
Converted reformed though. What do you do if they
It's
convert?
not
So you
Sorry.
said it's not considered or value conversion. However, the way you do it is, because in their mind the intention might be good intention that they want to be really Jewish. But a lot of people, no, it depends. A lot of people they start reform because it's softer, it's easier, and then they go to Orthodox and do an Orthodox one. It depends the situation. The problem is that there's a lot of disrespect and a lot of almost abuse, or sometimes they charge a tremendous amount of money. How are you gonna prevent? Yeah, some Beit Din they're gonna charge $3,000-$5,000, which is insane. You're not. No, she's joking. You're not allowed. Technically, you're not allowed to charge for Torah.
Everything Jewish is not
It's a prohibition to charge money for
It
Torah.
won't be so expensive.
That's not an option.
Torah, teaching Torah cannot be based on money.
What do you mean?
That's nothing to- that's not Salimut.
For the education, though,
That's
they
the
have
merit
to
of-
get educated first. Before the conversion, they go through a very lengthy education period.
Right.
Sometimes multiple years.
Yes.
So wouldn't
The
we be
standard is 2
paying
years.
for that?
No, because it's Torah. You're gonna pay for someone to come close to God, but
Like we
no,
have to pay
no.
for kids to go to school.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, because you cannot do it. No.
Social
Education
education is free.
Yeah, exactly. And no. So the reason, right. That's the reason. I mean, but not for the Torah. You pay for his time otherwise he would not have the time to teach. So in order for him to have the time to teach, then you pay for instead of the other job he would have, so that he can teach Torah. But so we compensate for the time. But it's very important to understand that you cannot charge for Torah itself. The Torah is free. It was given to everyone. And nobody should be limited in learning Torah or because of money. A rabbi who prevents you from learning, he can say, I don't have the time. But he cannot say, I have to charge you, otherwise you cannot teach me. Right? That it's nowadays there's a lot of rabbis, right? And in the past you had only 1 or 2 rabbis, so the whole community would invest for him to be the teachers of the children of the community, and so that he can teach to the children. So that's that's the good old days. Yeah.
Yeah.
This? Find out.
Like, hurry it up.
Let's go back.
Rabbi, what's the difference?
Yes, sir.
What? You're telling her to hurry it up?
She's a bit high. It's okay.
Rabbi, what's the difference between
Clearly. Whoa, damn, bro.
what's the difference between a school for your kid and
No, so you're paying for the rabbi to give the education because there's no one else that will teach it if the teacher was not paid, right? Meaning that if you don't pay him, he's gonna need to go work
and we'll be able to teach?
and won't be able to teach. That's basically the idea. It's even though we understand that it's a catch-22, but it's to understand the concept. It's very dangerous to put a price on Torah and to involve money with Torah. There's enough problem with the money itself. We Jews and money, right? But with the Beis Din, right? With the Beis Din, it's a real big problem because some Beis Din are going to charge tremendous amount of money, and the convert is not going to convert because of that.
Beis Din for like other stuff, not for only.
Like, no, isn't
No,
that,
it's
like,
one-
no, if they really want it, they would do it? Like, that's why you
Yeah, but at what point is it considered inconsiderate?
No, but not from the money. It's not because of the money.
Like they
The
have
money-
enough to get over. Like
Like
it's
what?
really not an easy road.
Why
to
does the
convert.
best
It's very hard.
conversion?
It's never
The
easy.
amount of
It's not-
education
No, because
we
for
require
the
people to go through,
like the
so
RCA.
you can wake up, you go through years of work.
Right, but then
Right, so you could pay for
No,
that,
it's
but
like
like
going
you're
to
not
court,
paying a
they
huge
charge you
amount
to get
just
married
because
or
you
whatever
want
it
to make
is.
sure you're serious
Right,
about
right,
this
right.
after 40 years of stuff.
Clergy does not charge you to
So
sell.
so bad.
I wouldn't know. I was just
Julie, how many
making
times have you been married that you have to go to court?
zero.
Okay, the RCA
That's why I don't
doesn't
know.
charge. For example, the RCA doesn't
Every
charge.
time
It's
I've been
only
married.
on the day
Zero.
of for the actual conversion and the mikveh and all that. So
Oh,
they charge,
joking.
and which is
I
better
don't-
than most places because some
Yeah,
places
Google.
have asked they charge a lot of money. So
Then, should we boycott those places?
So you
technically,
get paid
yes.
to convert people?
What?
You get paid to convert people?
No, I don't get paid to do it. I just do it for free.
No, but-
This has a court case. No.
Well,
I get some. No, I'm not part of the base. No, I had a base. I mean, we made a base in with a few individuals.
Bestons,
and Joe
they're allowed
made
to charge for not for their
For the
services. They have to charge, but they have to charge a flat fee always. They can't change their fee.
right. So I mean, they're different laws, but that's how it works. Not everybody knows that.
For anything.
What? No,
No, because
for whatever time they spend doing what they have to
Can't charge
do.
it for time. Bestons don't charge because then they're going to delay the court case.
Oh.
You're saying
They're
they
not-
No, for the
have
service.
interest
For the
in
service, you mean
court case, but that would be
for the
a
service.
separate-
You're right. For the service.
It's Gemara just went through this. A Bestons has to give you a flat fee because they can't say
Per case?
per case. They can't give you 3 different times because what's going to happen is Bestons
Okay,
going to
tomorrow,
bias.
tomorrow,
A wealthy
tomorrow.
person is going to pay them more, and to come bias, they're going to have a problem.
Yeah, that's correct. It's
get
about
earlier.
the service.
Okay, next
Like
subject.
bumped up the list, you're saying. you can pay.
It's a very important subject because there's a lot of problem within the Jewish people. You know, I just read in the Parashat Mishpatim, the Midrash Tanchuma says that you know why we don't have the Beis Hamikdash? It's because we don't have
Five cases or 20 cases.
bedin that are righteous, that we don't have actual Jewish law. You know what the law is? The law.
A judge is a salaried worker. He doesn't get more
Okay.
per case, less per case.
The halacha is.
It's supposed to be.
The halacha is that if you want to bring someone to court, you're not allowed to go to a non-Jewish court. Only if you don't find a Jewish court. We're supposed to go. So we have a business deal, and he owes me this money, and
go to a Beis
or I
Din.
owe him. You alone, so you go to a Beis Din because you have to go according to the Jewish law. That's what.
Best thing tells
What if they
you.
put it in the law?
So in certain
Okay,
cases,
but-
when that's the first choice, that should be your first choice. If the guy refuses, if he's a non-Jew,
Hold on.
especially, then you have to
What
go to
if-
non-Jewish court. But
What if you get in an accident with a Jewish person?
Would
don't
you
think
try to
it's
take
work?
a non-Jew to Beis
To a
Din?
regular
What?
court, yeah.
Is there like a precedent where
If-
you
if-
offer? Like,
if it's-
you want to go to my,
if
I
not-
have a couple
if it-
friends in an office. We'll talk about it.
if it's a righteous
You have to
non-Jew,
listen to themselves. Don't worry that they're all Jewish and you're not.
It's
not gonna go your way.
Jewish court because we have no law office for Jewish non-Jewish.
What if you
No.
got in a car accident
Wait,
with a
no,
Jewish
no, we have,
Sure, there are.
exactly,
We have different
True.
laws for non-Jews.
exactly. So we know what to do.
Actually.
Again,
The Gemara speaks about all interaction with the Jew and the non-Jew.
That's also a problem.
Right? Yes, but the court knows that. That's the job of the court.
You and your beard? The guy is a rabbi.
He brings a Ben Din, no?
Look at his beard.
He has his own bedin.
Yeah, he has his own.
Oh, you'll be like, what are they gonna say to the guy? You have to
Rabbi,
Guys, you're speaking all in the same time. It's
Rabbi,
a,
what if...
I know it's a discussion.
Good topic,
It's a
for sure.
discussion. It's a
Good
discussion.
topic.
Hold on,
Rabbi, next
what-
week's class is on courts.
Yes.
Everyone has
Where are
a
you?
regular meeting.
Order in the court.
Okay, Rabbi, what if you
Order
got
in
in
the court,
an
absolutely.
accident
Yeah,
with a
it's
Jewish
not
person?
Yes.
You take them to Beis Din or you go to court, like actual court?
You guys act like you're
Like someone you know, like
An accident like car
A
accident?
car, yeah.
calling out.
Well, if this is the Dine Machuta, so you have to do what you're required to do by the law. But it's more for things that doesn't involve a cop or like the things that the required procedure. I'm not an expert in that, so It's complicated laws. It's one of the less known section of Shulchan Aruch. Yeah. For divorce, people go to Beis Din. For business deal, even they go to Beis Din for shtar, for a loan. A shtar means a document like a loan. There's a lot of different shtarim that exist. It's just a lot of people are not used to go like that. They have a problem, say, "Oh, I'm going to sue that guy." But you can't just do whatever you want, and you have to go through the divine law.
Yeah, but if you sue someone, you can't go through regular.
No, you're not allowed. It's an avera. It's a huge avera. That's what he's saying. Because we're not focused on our own Jewish law, what happens is that, again, I'm speaking about Jewish people, right? Within the Jews. If you don't go to your own court, God is removed from the judgment in the world, and therefore it delays the building of the Beis Hamikdash. It says if we were focused on Jewish court and
So it's not that we don't have good bedding, it's more that we're not using them.
right, because
But if you
we
sue
want
by Basin, not Basin.
right. What?
You sue by Basin, right? You're gonna get all that money. Let's say the doctor.
The Beis Din's gonna
Now we understand. When you go to the Beis Din, you don't care who wins. You care about what God
No,
wants.
that's not true.
Of course.
Basin, right? Let's say you go to the doctor who's Jewish, right? Not from. And he does something like the baby, he gets the baby sick, you want to sue him. You're gonna go to Jewish law?
If
He's
it's
getting the
yeah,
baby sick. What does that mean?
Okay.
meaning he gives him COVID-19 and now he has mental problem.
Everyone has mental problems from COVID-19.
I'm just giving an example.
It doesn't make difference.
Can we sue China?
You're gonna go,
That's what you're
go to
asking.
Basin?
Of course.
Or you go to regular.
When Moshiach comes, where are you gonna go?
Mashiach's not here right now. They're still not.
Yeah, but
You're
we're
not gonna have that situation with the baby.
no, well, maybe not like that. Yes, but the Beis Din, you need. If it's a Jewish guy or the doctor is Jewish, then you should and
Not from, he's just Jewish.
he probably
Your
won't
first
want.
step.
He probably won't
Offer
want to
that.
come.
If you won't be
Right.
interested, then the Beis Din tells you, okay, take this to real court.
But so many people go
To real
that.
court.
Of course, that's the problem.
Do you get the money? You want the money? Do you get?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know how it works.
That's the point. You go to bed, you don't know how
But one of the big problem is that we are
I
not.
like it though.
We don't treat our life necessarily with the view of the Jewish law. What's the divine law says about that? We're so used to our society, the way our society think and what I'm owed, and like if someone breaks your car, right? Or not your car, like say he breaks something in your house. How much does he owe you? So you have to go in the Jewish law and say, oh, this is how much he owe you. Not more, not less. This is how it works. And there's a reason why that person owes you a certain amount.
Because he ruined the baby's hand. Why shouldn't the baby have money? So you get how much ever it costs.
That's why an eye for an eye,
$1 million.
that's from the Jews. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
This question is a little random, but like, what happens if the person refuses to go to Beis Din?
Yeah.
So you go to like real court.
Yeah.
Not real court, the non-Jewish court. And non-Jewish court, the punishment they give exceeds what halacha
Well,
would
once
have originally done. Is that a problem?
You mean you do
Like,
both?
let's say you sue, and like the non-Jewish court gives like a crazy high amount.
Yeah.
And it's more than what halacha would want you to do.
Well, that's your punishment for
But-
going
But,
to
okay,
another.
fine, okay, but
No,
we wouldn't
you're
like,
stuck
okay,
anyway.
because of the Beis Din, we wouldn't like try to scale it back or something.
No.
Well, I guess if you can go back and do based on the from Beis Din, then you do but that. But Masaba is too late.
Okay. Let's say a
Okay.
Jewish guy.
I mean, from the sake of the prosecution, not from the defendant. Obviously, it's
Right,
right, the
right,
defendant
right.
things. But I think, like, morally, like, with the prosecutor,
What's best?
would he have to stick to the Jewish? But clearly not. Okay, good.
Right, but let's say
I'm glad.
a Jewish guy, right? Like, hey, you remember like many years ago the Levi story?
Who's going to court?
Wait 1 second, no. This
Court to
somebody-
go.
a Jewish
Which
guy.
court? Beis
You
Din?
want to know, like, what? I'm very interested.
Lively, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So he's going to Basin or he's going to regular court?
For which case?
What?
No,
I think
U.S.
that's what
law
that's what-
overrides Basin. It overrides it though. There's actually no choice. In fact, the prosecution is the state versus.
Oh, yeah, Jewish
not
court.
even a Jew prosecuting
Yeah,
that.
right, you can't go without Jewish law.
No, because today we don't have the capital punishment anymore,
That's
unfortunately.
not law of the
So that's the same
university.
thing with suing. If a doctor ruins, a
Okay.
baby, you're not going.
How's he ruining a baby? Right?
Why not?
Valuable. They have
What do you
so
mean
many-
ruining a baby?
There's a lot of
No,
things.
they don't ruin a baby. They're smart
It's an
enough to
example.
handle it.
It's an
No,
example.
that's a stupid example.
But it happens all the time. What do you mean?
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Are you a nurse? Are you a nurse?
Yes, I am. And we have one right here. It's so dumb. No doctor's gonna harm a baby. I'm sorry to tell you. And no person.
No baby gets hurt.
No,
That's what she's saying.
No, I'm
It's in
arguing
theory. It
you.
doesn't matter.
You're saying there's zero malpractice ever in
Yeah.
needle care?
They never.
Ever by
It
accident? the guy
happens
tripped
when
and
you're
fell?
giving birth. Sometimes a baby, whatever.
Wait,
You're not doing the doctor.
Guys, relax. I mean, I'm not gonna let it happen to what I've done.
You have a baby, the room gets very heated.
You girl, you see why you girls cannot be judges?
Oh, thank
Watch
you,
it,
thank you,
Rabbi.
Rabbi. Good one.
They kill us all. There'll be no more men in the world.
Judge Judy's a judge and she's a woman. Racist?
Judge Judy is not an actual judge.
Ooh.
Judge on TV.
She's just like what do they call it?
Wait, there was a Jewish judge. A Jewish woman.
She's just a woman.
She is.
Yeah.
No, she's on like it's like a show. It's like
No, it's a reality show.
You know that they agree to go to her. She's not an actual show.
That's really scary. We're not.
Like I could be the same thing. She's a judge. If you let's say you.
Hey, Karen had a question. What was your question?
This is Torah. This is it.
I want to hear what you have to say.
I don't think the women are gonna let me.
I am a woman.
I know.
Okay, we're not.
So you're saying they are identified as male or no? Girls, it's a new thing now. She identifies you as male, therefore you have the right.
What did she do?
She identified you guys as male.
I just said I'm a woman too.
A woman too? Well, for that, no, not a woman. Not you were a woman from the beginning. Anyway, what crazy world? Okay, okay. That's the first thing that I want to. I can't talk. I can't.
Explain what? No, Rabbi, can you explain what Dina Chassidut is when the case?
Yeah, that makes so much more sense. What
It's
she's saying.
Dinner Machosa is you're chayiv, you're obligated to follow the law of the country that you live in, according to the harmony. Unless it's a law that
You
you.
want the halacha? Listen.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So,
There's
certain
No, you-
times you can't go to bed.
Right. Sometimes you can go against the law that is. That's what I say. If you have a car crash, you need to call the police. That's Dinner Machosa. Police, yeah, see. Police.
That's people didn't understand that because they're very confused why every time we go to bed.
Right.
Some things you can't go to bed for.
Right. No, yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, in cases where the
That's
Okay,
United
but when we have to go to bed,
No more.
hopefully never, not in our future, soon, near future, alright?
Right.
We could call up and whatever. You have to know what.
Yeah, why is everyone so
Yeah,
scared?
yeah, you have to.
Guys, what have you done? What is everyone so scared about? Like,
The
You
important
get
thing is to always have a rabbi, and that whatever decision you make, even if it's a business decision, you should discuss it with your rabbi. Is that honest deal? How much money I'm supposed to? Let's say you're selling something. Are you allowed to sell it for 10 times the price? I mean, there's American law, but can you be stealing? In a Jewish way? No, so it's not that simple. There are limits. So, okay, so I don't know where we end up in Benin. Oh yeah, we end up in Benin because of Gerim and conversion, and understand that there's a huge. We have to be very, very careful to treat any non-Jew who wants to convert and who is converting. And who has converted with extreme love, respect, care. You have to learn the laws on what you're allowed to ask them. You're not allowed to ask anything about their past. It's forbidden. Because yes, you're not even allowed to speak bad about their people, even if it's a few generations, like let's say about the Spanish people that they did something wrong. You're not about allowed to speak bad about those people while they are here if he's from Spanish descent. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very sensitive. The same laws, by the way, applies to Baal Tshuva. Technically, you're not allowed to ask about Tshuva what. So don't ask me about my past.
Ask me about their past. Sorry. When you ask about their past, are you allowed to say like what made you become Jewish?
Yeah, I guess that. What?
That's who you're dating.
Not the same question.
No, 100%. You're allowed to ask, like, why did you choose that? That's up to him to decide if he wants to tell you about the process. But you have right.
Insult them. Remind them of the past to like insult them. Like,
Not
you
it's
Steve
not
Baker.
asking. It's more like
You have to be. It's all about sensitivity and respect of the person and making sure they don't feel like looked down upon because they come from a place. Remember, Abraham came from a guy who was doing avodah zarah, mamish.
that's my mother.
Okay, right, right, Arami. Right.
That's it.
Yeah, because it's true. We forget, right?
All black people from Noah.
yeah. It's like there's many examples. Moshe's descendants, they were doing idolatry.
What about a esophagus? Someone had esophagus.
What?
Someone had esophagus.
Yeah.
And you ask about his past before that? Because technically we're not sure if he was Jewish.
But if you're trying to help him, find out if he needs to do it again, you need to help him find
No,
it.
but what about a regular person? The regular person asks them questions?
I don't think so. You have to be smart enough to know if it's going to make him feel uncomfortable. Probably will.
You're allowed to ask questions, so you're saying you're allowed to ask questions as long as it's not going to make you feel uncomfortable?
Basically, yes. That's the main goal. The main goal is that they're going to feel respected.
Got it.
It's very. So the general law is don't ask about their past because that's when they are going to start feeling uncomfortable. You have to be.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But everybody, make anybody feel.
But we don't care about that.
Not really. But you're right. The idea is that.
Okay, there's a bigger aver to make someone to a guy or
Right, exactly. Much more than anyone else. Because anybody who is a stranger and comes into the crowd, it's always the black sheep, and they are naturally already gonna feel okay. So anyway, it's a huge. Whenever you hear someone is a convert, by the way, you're not allowed to tell someone unless it's necessary for someone. You're not allowed to tell someone, oh, by the way, that's a convert. You're not allowed to say that. Yeah, not allowed.
But what happens if you're Sephardi and they don't accept you?
What? So go tell everyone.
No,
It's
It's
Really not allowed.
what do you mean? If you don't accept you,
They don't accept you as a convert, then what do they want? They're going to
then they have to go in a place where he's accepted. But it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem.
What was your question?
You Sephardi people not tell each other that someone's a convert.
Yeah, what?
Sephardim don't really accept modern day conversion.
So if somebody's a convert, then you tell them.
It's asur. Which show me the halacha that you're allowed
I'm
to.
saying we're not allowed to. We don't date them, so like, oh, he's a convert.
Oh, you mean because of that?
That's a problem too. According to this, it's a problem.
It depends.
That's a great
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Hold on, man. Yeah.
You're probably allowed to say because since that's your minhag, then it overrides the general rule of. So yeah.
Right, I guess it's because
It's a minhag. It's both laws. They just have to intermix. Okay, so this was about that. So that was Parashat Yisro. I understand that there are actually incredible statement that a Jew is loved, a non-Jew who convert is loved more than from birth. Why? Because we Jews became religious. We became Jewish from Har Sinai when we went out of Egypt, right? our forefathers, or your own soul who was there, we saw all the miracles. We saw the whole thing. That guy today in 2023 who converts didn't see any miracles, and he's willing to convert with all the anti-Semitism, with all that he's willing to convert. That's even greater.
Right, we're somewhat all there.
What?
Weren't all there.
Yes, technically yes. Technically yes.
The spirit, so it actually
But-
is the case,
Right.
because the spiritual concept is that when the guy converts, his soul dies, and a Jewish soul comes down and takes into the body.
So-
It's a little weird.
It's gonna upgrade
That
evolution.
soul, as a ghetto, was
But they say that.
Yeah,
Right, it was
the-
at House United, but not in him.
it's
So when
it
the
gets.
person converts, he
It
dies.
wasn't in me either.
Well, I don't know. He say he dies
Right, but
because
when
I never
he's
saw
born-
that written ever. That his soul
His
died.
soul, I think.
I never saw that written anywhere.
Yeah.
I know it's died. Dying, it doesn't sound like
No, but you do
right.
get it.
It's elevated. It's
Whatever,
upgraded.
I've heard like stories.
Oh, I heard that you
about
do get-
I guess it's, but it get definitely
No, there's a
another
disconnect.
soul
There's a
comes
disconnect
out.
because his parents are not his parents officially
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
Technically,
He
he can marry.
becomes his new parents become Abraham and Sarah. That's why technically he could marry his mother or father.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're not related. They're not related. But we don't do it. It's us two. Don't do it. No, they're a new being, but it's still biological, so we don't do it because it would
Our
be.
rednecks can marry their sisters.
Halachically.
You can marry your niece. You can marry your niece.
What?
Health-wise.
It's not health-wise. It's not good in
You can marry
general.
your uncle.
Overall, it's socially it's not good. Emotionally, it's not good. You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Okay, next subject, Rabbi, please.
What? You don't like Gary? You're serious.
Not because of that.
No, no.
What about two people that are married and they become a
Legally,
together?
They have to remarry.
That's what I'm saying. So there's this
Right.
podcast with my friends, and Anik was this House of Lev. I don't know if you ever heard of
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Black couple, they're from.
Right. I've listened to them.
I'm sure you have. I imagine like. So they were on there. I'm just wondering, a couple like them that are not Jewish at all, and they become Jewish.
They have to
They
remarry.
talk about their 3 years of going through all the
Right.
stuff and everything. So wondering about them, so they have to get remarried.
Yeah, they have to be remarried.
Definitely.
And
You know what the House of Lev?
it's a black couple from American who decided to convert, and they on YouTube they explain their whole conversion.
But I've heard that when you said that if their neshama was driving from Sinai, I've heard that their neshamas were the ones that wanted to convert when Hashem asked all the nations of the world if they went to the Torah.
Right.
Oh, they were the ones that,
Yeah, all the ones who wanted to
They wanted the Torah.
all the ones who wanted to convert they couldn't because they were part of a nation and say this one. On top of that, it says that all the babies that Sarah nursed, they all became also Gerim. That's the whole thing like that.
Interesting.
Because of the milk from the mother's milk. It's I think. Anyway, there's a lot. There's all the souls that Abraham and Sarah converted. Also Yitzchak. Yitzchak made a lot of conversion. Yitzchak and Sarah, people forget about that. And Yaakov also, and Leah and Rachel were doing conversion. You know why Dinah went out in Shechem? To do what her mother was doing, to make her as girls, to make her as people. And to make them to convert them, to teach them about God. But she went in the wrong neighborhood. You know, she went to Jenin. She went to Ramah. That's whatever.
And we went biblical.
And we were biblical in city of Shechem, right? And then we went. Yeah, they did the right thing at the time. Kill all the terrorists. No, I mean first you circumcise them and then. And they always circumcised because they're Muslim.
They chop the whole thing off.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
I love it.
so
fun. Biblical.
so the idea is. So that's why. Okay, so we're done on this topic about conversion, but to understand that it's a huge thing, people are not the Jewish people are not educated and are not familiar with a world where you have hundreds and hundreds, if not of thousands, of non-Jews converting. It never happened like that in history. There were certain moments where there was a whole group of people, but not like today. From all the world, because of internet and all that, I have a group. I told you, right? I opened a group a few years ago to help those ones who want to convert, and there's 12,000 members. No, 12,000? Yeah, I think something like that. Like 12,000 members. Not all want to convert, but there's a lot of non-Jews. But a lot of them, they're in the process of conversion. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people converting every day.
This is your Facebook group?
What?
Is the Facebook
It's
group?
called About Judaism. It's for
How do
non-Jews.
you know they're for real if there's so many people? How do you filter them?
No, it's not you filter them. You answer the question, you guide them, and then you bring them. It's not I don't convert them there. It's to guide them if they have questions, so that they get directed properly. Because a lot of them go to Reform or Conservative otherwise, and they don't have access. I'm one of. Do you understand? There's very few Orthodox rabbis who speak to non-Jews. Because non-Jews are afraid of Orthodox, they think we were not approachable, and it is true. And I'm one of the very few Orthodox rabbis in America who will speak to non-Jews and answer the question, and because otherwise they don't know who to ask, who they speak to. To Reforms, yeah, Reform the world, but they won't. It doesn't. It's not right. They're not understandable, and they have their own thing. They don't necessarily believe the same. So there's a lot of non-Jews also who believe in the seven Noahide laws, and they want to know, how am I supposed to live as a from non-Jew?
That's very cool.
A from non-Jew. A from non-Jew. Yes,
Actually.
there's thousands of them.
I just had this conversation last night.
It's a huge movement of Noahide.
I always think of them.
What?
Yeah, they have like 7.
No one's. I very
It
no.
would be pretty cool. They're called the Noahides, I think.
Right, Noahides or Bnei Noach. There's a lot of different. There's one big wave. It started with really Vandal Jones. You know who Vandal Jones is? He's an archaeologist, and a lot of people think that he's the one who inspired Indiana Jones. Right, with Vandal Jones. So you can check him online, and he started basically Noahide movements 30 years ago, 40 years ago. 50 years ago maybe. And it's recent. There was no Noahide movement before. It's also new in our world, where you have groups of Noahide who gather together and they try to celebrate certain things and to follow the 7 Noahide. They are guided by rabbis from Israel. There's a Noahide forum. I forgot the name. In Israel, they have a group conference with Noahides, with Orthodox rabbis who guide them. It's a glimpse of the future.
My father used to get a phone call from a priest like multiple times about questions about what the Old Testament says.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, my father doesn't want to tell the guy I can't help you anymore at some point because you're not supposed to be teaching them about the Torah.
It depends what.
Depends what he's asking
Right.
for. But he wants to teach his church the right way.
Right.
So he always called and asked
That's
what
great.
the right way to do it.
Because they should know the right way.
Is it great?
No, I think it's great that they learn. You understand that today there are thousands of Christians who realize that the way they were taught in the New Testament, the Old Testament, was wrong, and therefore they realize that the New Testament really comes from the Old Testament, and therefore, if we're supposed to believe in the Old Testament, then the New Testament doesn't make sense, and they leave Christianity and they become Noahides or convert. You'll be surprised what's happening. There's a rabbi in Israel. He became a teacher of in Rome, the Vatican's main church, the priest of the main church of the Vatican church, and that.
What did you say?
The priest, the main priest of one of the greatest, the main Vatican church, learned from a rabbi about Judaism, and he realized that he came to rabbi and say, "We are sorry in the name of the Christians. We're sorry for all the persecution. We're wrong." It's not for much. Yeah. I swear.
Rabbi?
Okay, so let's start the shiur because I didn't start yet. It was just like for discussion.
This is just the introduction.
Yeah. That's why the spices. I didn't start my class yet. What?
You didn't start yet?
No, I was just speaking about the interesting stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Socially nice, right?
The clock is ticking.
For what? For Mashiach? Yeah.
Yeah.
Packing, where are you going? Oh, for the Shabbaton. I'm not going to Shabbaton. What do you have to pack? Oh, you see, yeah, how many skirts and things you have to pack?
We need a whole luggage. We're going like
yes.
we're going to
I hear.
60 degrees today.
Okay, so what I wanted to share.
55.
With the wind chill factor.
Yes.
53.
0 miles an hour.
Ladies and gentlemen. So what I wanted to share today is a concept about the fact that, and this is technically very, very deep. I don't even know how deep it goes, but it's very deep. So it'll be up to each individual to allow himself to understand how deep he can go with that. But we understand it's Chazal says that man is a miniature world, a microcosm of the whole world, right? Olam katan. He's a small world. And the question is, what does that really mean? What does it mean that the man is a microcosm of the world? And what I want to try to demonstrate today, I never gave this class. It's the first time, this week was the first time that I kind of approached the idea on that level, at least. And that is that really everything that's happening in the world, or at least in your world, it's happening inside of you. Meaning that everything that is happening in your world of consciousness, right, of what you're experiencing is really happening inside of you. That the world you experience outside is like your body and you're the soul. Meaning, so we'll try to understand what that means. This is the Torah, right? The Torah is called Etz Chaim. Okay, the tree of life. Ever heard about the tree of life?
Yes.
Okay, the tree of life also, there's something else called the tree of life, which is the Sphirot, the 10 energies with which God created the world. Right, the Sphirot. You familiar with it? Okay, and there's something else that has those 10 things, which is man. Man is called the tree of life. So man is the 10 spheres, is the tree of life. A man is Torah. That's why you have 613 commandments. That's why you have 613 parts of your body. 248 positive commandments, 248 organs of your body, 365 sinews and tendons, which is 365 negative commandments. You start how to see it start all to match together.
So the man is the Torah?
And the man is a tree that we were speaking on to Bishvat, and our fruit is the mitzvot. You're here in the Garden of Eden to produce fruits. What are your fruits? The fruit is your mitzvot, it's your good actions. That's what are fruit. So are you a tree? Are you spheros? Are you a man? Are you a Torah? Are you spheros? It's a combination of all that. So let me try to explain, to try to understand what that concept means. So when we talk about what's happening in there, in the Torah stories, so who is Adam and Eve inside of you? That debate between Adam and Eve and the snake is a debate between your male way of thinking, your female way of thinking, and your Yetzirah. That's what you're learning. What? It's as if to say your male energy, which is more your rational thought, and your female energy, which are more your emotional way how to deal with things, is being seduced. It's general. It is a basic structure. And after that, there's
basic structure.
After that, you.
I forgot the protection.
Protection. You need protection always. But then you have the snake. You have protection from the snake, and the snake, it is Julie, you know. I'm telling you, she's still stuck on that protection. It's a trauma. It was a trauma. So,
There's no trauma.
no, it's a trauma.
No.
Because the first time you heard a rabbi say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No? No?
Continue. Guys, everyone prepare for this weekend.
Okay. So we're talking about what's happening inside of you, what the conversation that's happening inside of you. There's only two beings in the world. There's you and God. There's nothing else. Everyone around you is just a Tselem Elohim. What's a Tselem Elohim? It's an image of God. It's just speaking to God in different shapes and forms. But everything is God. There's only me and God. In my universe. In your world, there's only you and God. I'm just an image of God. So that's why David HaMelech says, oh, that person insulted me, maybe I should get angry and kill him. No, it's like God talking to me. There's a message.
Right.
So that means that any one of you talking to me, I'm interacting with the greater consciousness, with God, with Mother World or whatever, Mother Earth, whatever, how you want to explain it. But you are dealing with the matrix, which is God. In this case, the good matrix, which is God. Right? So now, when we speak about, while we learn this, we learn especially the Bereshit, we learn about Avram. Who is Avram in you?
Who's Avram in us?
Yes. Which part of you is Abraham?
Next question.
It's not just the good. The part of you that does chesed, that wants to do good, that's Abraham. When do you let him speak? When do you let him be? You want to know how that you should activate that thing. You learn from Abraham how to activate and to be that chesed. Right? And same thing with Yitzchak. What is Yitzchak? It's the Gvura. Gvura is...
Did we talk about this last week?
No.
It sounds so familiar.
Because we learned.
Well,
No, we learned because these are the seven.
right. We spoke about the 7 meters when we were talking about...
Sukkahs they come.
Right, on the seven Ushpizim. Yes.
Represent, they brought down.
Exactly. Yes. So seven Ushpizim with the same. Good. I'm glad.
I get 100.
Yeah.
I get a star, whatever.
You do. So same thing. You ask the Gvura, who is the Yitzchak in me? So let's say you're gonna have to be challenged with a Yetzirah or something. So what do? Hey, Yitzchak, come on, I need you now. So you awaken the Yitzchak inside of you. What would Yitzchak do in this case? Right? Yitzchak was ready to give up his life. Are you ready to, give up your life for Hashem? So I awake that Gvura. Same thing with Yaakov, Tiferes, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, and David. Right? So the reason we learn about those 7 Ushpizim, shepherds, is because those 7, they represent the 7 existing powers in us that we can activate to behave like that if we are conscious and
You know what's interesting?
aware. No,
Broccoli
I
made
don't.
you, right? Yeah. She did what she did, right? Like she gave up the secrets and everything. How come she doesn't come down on Sukkot? She did what
She
was
gave up
amazing.
what secrets?
They said to Leah when she got married to Yaakov.
That was an upgrade, though.
Yeah, it was an upgrade.
It was an upgrade, yeah.
Meaning it was good that she did that.
Right, so how come she doesn't come down on Sukkot? What she did, like...
What about that on this girl?
No, yeah. No, it's because I tell you why. It's a good question. It's because it's understood that for any man to be who they are, it was only thanks to their wife. It's not even a man.
Ladies,
No, it's true. No, but it's true. There's not even a discussion of a potential Avram if there's no Sarah. It's just.
That's like what Rabbi Akiva said.
That's what the. That what that. That's what. Is it? That's what the Gemara says. See, it's a. Oh, this is a threat. A Jewish Karen threat. Be careful. Don't mess with the Karen. Okay. Okay, can we continue a little bit?
No, please.
Oh. Okay.
Are you opening up the door?
No, that's why you want me to become it. Yeah, anybody who is interested, come closer so we can hear.
Come get one of the good seats.
I can't see you though. Oh, now I see you.
Wait, what happened?
Hey, there you go.
What's going on?
Trying to get some fresh air. All this Torah talk is getting us a little.
It's the intensity of the Shekhinah. When the Shekhinah comes, it gets very hot. Okay.
Next person interrupts with plenty of pushka.
What?
Pushka. Every time someone interrupts, that's
I would be rich by that time. By then.
We'll add money for Joan.
We'll be able. Oh yeah.
Penalty. It's a very good.
That's a good idea. He's gonna get a lot of money. A lot of money. That's why. But that's a good idea. Okay. So now, what do we have? We have the famous 4 exiles, right? Which is Babel, Persia, Greece, and Rome, right? So why do we have those 4 exiles? That means that in us, there's 4 types of exile that we're confronted with. Those 4 exiles correspond to the 4 negative character traits that are the root of all evil in the world, which you should know if you're my student, because for long enough, I guess. What are the roots of all evil character traits? These 4 roots of all evil character traits. That's why there are 4 exiles, my friends. Yes, that's one. It's connected to the 4 elements: fire, air, water, and earth. Fire is anger and arrogance. It's connected because you're only angry when you're arrogant. What's air? Air is less known is sicha betera. It's empty speech. Any speech that you use that is wasted, that has no purpose, or lashon hara, or lying, anything you say that is negative about someone or empty, that's connect to air. You just speak and it's just, you empty up your energy, right? Then you have water. Water is all the negative, the pleasure, the destructive pleasures. You're allowed to have pleasure, but to a certain limit, and as long as it's not destructive. So all the negative, bad temptation and pleasure that you have, that's correspond to water. And finally, you have earth. Earth is sadness that leads to laziness and depression. Okay, that's sad. Those 4 evil character traits: sadness, the lust, or these are 4 negative, destructive pleasure. Empty speech and anger and arrogance are the root of all bad character traits. All bad character traits come from that, right? That's the root. So, there's that. So, okay, and I believe it works if you take them in order. So those exist in you. So meaning why what? I'm going to you. Someone to you. So when we're reading about those exiles in Jewish history, and we speak about Rome, and we say Hanukkah with the Greek, and we speak about Purim is going to be Persia. Well, who cares? There's no more Persian here. There's no more Greeks. There's no more No, those concepts are connected to the root in you. They exist in you. There's a Greek in you. You know what the Greek is saying? What is the Greek saying? The Greek saying is, look at science, evolution. This is what to worship. This is what is. You just need to believe in the science and the evolution and the beauty of the world. What do you need? Anything spiritual? You don't need, right?
Yeah, I think I got down with that. Not gonna lie.
What does the Persian say? The Persian, you should know the people from Syria, what they say is close to you, no? you didn't learn from your neighbors Persian? So Persia, right, is with Purim. So what's the whole Persian exile with Purim?
Oh.
Hi.
So
What's the whole Persian exile?
yeah.
Wait 1 second.
What do we do? Persian is Purim.
The Greek, you're saying
The Greek is Hanukkah.
It's one of Haman.
Persian, what?
Haman.
Haman. So what's Haman about? Amalek.
against
What
Right, it's
Amalek?
like what is like the root of that struggle?
It's all about.
Against Torah.
It's
That
all.
was against Torah.
Well, it's connected to that too, yeah. But it's essentially about the doubt that, right? Haman is everything is random.
Amalek.
Keri, Mikre, Amalek, doubt, Safek, right? Safek gematria Amalek. You learned that in first, second grade, no? It's not.
Yeah.
They teach you.
Safek.
Safek is gematria Amalek, because what Haman's doing? Oh, we do goralot. It's all the mazal. You know, yeah, I'm Capricorn. Oh, I cannot marry you. You know, we're not compatible, right? So you have to be careful with that.
Amalek. Get her.
So the idea is that you're fighting those things in you that give you doubt. Oh, maybe it's no God. Maybe it's a Big Bang. And you're not sure, so you're gonna do things without being sure. It's all random. Oh, it just happened. I just met my friend there. Oh, it must be coincidence. I just learned about this. It must be coincidence. You don't treat that exists in you. That's the Haman or the Persian in you. So same thing with the Babel. And now let's see, for example, with Egypt, right? Zecher Litzias Mitzrayim. We say Kiddush all the time, right? Right? We say it all the time. Zecher Litzias Mitzrayim. Every Kiddush, every Shema, we always remember Asher Tizim Mitzrayim. Like, okay, it's nice, we want to remember, but we Jews, we don't remember to remember. Remember because it's alive today. You say, Ani Hashem Elokecha Asher Hotzeti me'ed Mitzrayim, that I took you out of Egypt. Okay, 3,000 years ago? No. I'm taking you out now. You are in Egypt. Your body is Egypt. It's not funny. I know. Your soul is the Jewish people. Your body is Egypt. Are you going to let yourself be enslaved by the Egyptians, your body, or are you going to let your soul be free from your body? Now, let's go a bit.
What exile are we in now?
Right now we're Rome. We're the last one, Edom, which is Gaiva and Kas. That's why people have so much chutzpah that they don't care who is talking. No, it's the chutzpah of the generation. I know because I teach in a school with teenagers, right? The whole afternoon, and you know they will curse you literally. They don't care, Rabbi. Yeah. Not curse you. Curse us angry, but they don't care. Like they speak in your face.
How do we know we're in this? Like when did it switch over?
Well, the Gemara says that at the end of time, the old will respect the young will not respect the old, and there will be the chutzpah will be intense. No, we know it switched because when Rome became the main dominant power of the world. America is the most powerful.
So this is
Europe. What?
We're already in this for years.
Oh yeah, it's the longest exile since the end of the Hanukkah story. It's Edom.
Rabotai,
Nevarech. Wow. You know, technically women can do zimun, right?
Actually? How many do they need? 100?
No.
Okay.
Ooh.
The women by themselves, not like guys.
A guy couldn't be part of that.
No, you need three women by themselves.
My mother's seminary was doing
As a
it. She said a lady walked out and she was like,
No, yeah, people who are not used to, who don't know halacha well, they. What? No, it's a very, no. It's a very good. Listen.
If there's a man, if it's a zimun for men, ladies have to be part of it. Really?
Yeah. Listen. No, because people are not so stringent about it, especially by women. But I tell you the problem. I tell you the problem is that Kinderach. Yeah, but for me I can't concentrate. Kinderach. Okay. The problem is that.
Yes, Daddy.
Shut up. So if you understand. We have to understand that our Judaism, and that has to do with Parashat Yisro also, and this week's Parashat, which is also giving of the Torah, Mishpatim, right? You don't have to do anything. No. Did you choose to be created? Not really. I mean, God decided that you should be created, and then He created you, and He asked you, "Do you want to come here?" Say,
I mean, I guess you were given the question, but there's no.
But you were already created to be asked the question.
yeah.
So, and obviously, God wants only the best for you, and therefore, anything He's going to tell you is the best possible deal. Right? God is God. So the idea that you don't have to do anything is meaning that God created you free choice, and He doesn't want you to do things for Him, meaning because He forces you. He doesn't want a forced relationship, a forced marriage, right? Do you want to be set up by your parents? Yeah. Yeah. You sound you have been influenced by your Syrian friends here.
No.
Just kidding. Listen, my wife's grandmother got married at 13 or 14.
Your what?
My wife's grandmother from Algeria, she got married at 13. Or first baby at 15.
You can't even buy alcohol.
Right.
The neighbor.
Right, neighbors.
There's a game in 8th grade.
Can't even stay home till 14 by
No, it's in the past. At the age didn't matter. Plus, you lived only till 34 years old. You didn't live as much as today. So anyway, but the idea. Пожалуйста. The idea.
Guys, zip it. We're not talking. I don't know what you're saying.
You're making noise. That's even worse.
No, but you don't even hear my voice. I don't even have a voice.
I hear you. So it's not nice for those who want to listen.
We're having the same conversation.
Eva, we want to hear what you're
You see, you're having a conversation.
About what you're saying.
I know, but it prevents. So you have to all try whispering, so I'll let on here,
Take it to
right?
the kitchen.
Or that's war. When my wife says that's war. Okay. Anyway, what we're saying is that.
Your
We're talking about?
wife's mother got married at 14.
Yeah, no. So because we were saying that you're not forced to do anything, meaning God is like, well, why should I do that if I don't have to? What do you mean?
The mountain on top of your head.
Why do I have to buy flowers to my wife if I don't have to?
Right, we really have to.
You don't have to. You want to. No.
Can't believe
If you have to, if you want. You would not want your husband to buy you flowers if you feel that he did it because it's expected.
Rabbi, why would you buy something that doesn't last?
What?
Why would you buy something?
That's the gesture behind it.
Or you buy something that doesn't last? So that you can have a temporary pleasure.
Food doesn't last. Like, you can really apply it to a lot of
Worst
things.
investment, guys.
That's the only reason.
Money doesn't last either.
Yeah.
Right. That,
Beauty doesn't either, by the way.
Yes, it does. No, it does. Energy.
so
Don't rest.
So you're not forced to do anything. God wants you to love Him. He doesn't want you. Otherwise, He would have. Why did He ask us if we wanted the Torah? Just force us with the Torah. We were not forced for the Torah. Otherwise, He didn't ask us, and He asked all the nations to. And we said Naaseh v'nishma. That means that we want it because He wanted us to accept and desire with ourselves. Okay. So all this is happening in you. The Beis Hamikdash. Where's the Beis Hamikdash in you?
Thinking. Wait, don't cover up. Oh.
Is it the mind?
Why the next one?
The whole Beis Hamikdash is structured based on your whole body and soul. Everything that you see in the Beis Hamikdash is a microcosm of the entire world and the entire human being. The Kadosh Kadoshim is your pineal gland. That's the Mizbeach is the heart. The menorah is the eyes. The Ktores, the Mizbeach HaZahav is the nose. The Lechem HaPanim is the mouth. So everything corresponds to part of your body because it's to teach you what's happening inside of you. The whole story of the Chumash is to go inside of you and discover that discussion and what's the world. So meaning, by the way you're going to live within you, inside of you, this is how you're going to experience the world. We're trying to do that as a collective consciousness, right? But if I create a lot of love in me and I love every part of me, does my soul love my body and does my body love my soul? Can I marry myself? Then you will be able to find someone you're ready to marry outside of you. Who wants to marry someone who hates himself? You can't, because the person hates herself or himself, and therefore the other one cannot see the good in it because that person hides it from itself, right? So we understand that everything that is going on inside of me is really a reflection of what I'm experiencing in the world. We sometimes hate ourselves, right, for certain things, meaning we don't accept part of ourselves. I don't accept my limitations. But like that, you know what it is? This is anti-Semitism.
You don't accept what?
My limitations.
It's so beautiful when
I don't
people
accept
has a
that.
lot of challenges and like you know them and like they just
I have
they accept it and they're
limitations.
just so good.
I do not accept that.
Again?
And like I have a friend who has children who have certain like you know she has like disabilities and whatever and she just is such a loving,
fire.
warm, accepting person. She
Right.
accepts
Good
what
place to
she's
be
at.
at.
She went, you know, they went away on vacation, the whole family. Like, I don't know. I'm saying it's just beautiful
down on
when
the
people
floor.
accept where they're at.
Absolutely. And is this because if you don't accept what's anti-Semitism, I reject someone that is different than me, or racism, similar. Right, you're different than me. I feel superior and great, right? So what you're doing, they're part of me that I think is great. My soul thinks my body is schmatter. It's like, look, I goes to the bathroom. Wants to
soul
eat.
is racist.
This
No,
guy-
soul
yeah,
is racist,
yeah, your
yeah.
soul can be racist, and sometimes it's the
I don't
opposite.
think anybody thinks that of their body.
Oh yeah.
What? That you
Why do you think people fast? Why do you think
Some
people?
give me self-
You know how the whole Buddhism is based on that. Buddhism is nirvana. I disconnect from any physical pleasure because it's mundane. Who wants the body? I want to be in a nirvana in the heavens, disconnected from the physical world. In Christianity, it's all about that. The body is garbage. That's why you kill. Like I drink the blood of Yoshka and all the things because it's nothing. But it's like being disconnected. Doing something sexual is it's obscene. It's anything. That's why priests don't marry because the body is full of desires And
because they're married to God.
no, well, yeah, because marrying another human being is disgusting. A physical thing.
They don't believe that it's
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
actually do believe
Of
that
course.
all
The
sexual
whole
things
concept
are
of
completely, like,
Even if they're married?
again today
Yeah,
they are
necessity.
today they're modern Orthodox. Today they're more modern Orthodox, so they are more open-minded. But the real very Catholic, culture is. I grew up in that culture. I went to Catholic school. I used to sing in the church. Okay, so I know what it is.
Voice of an angel. You know about that.
No, not anymore.
The Italians,
My wife says no. What?
The Italians, if their kids had children before they were married, they would kick them out of the house. They wouldn't let them come home.
Right? Yeah.
If the old Italians, if you ever have any of them working on your job sites, they told me their fathers had them. If they came home with a kid and they were married, the father would kick them out.
Yeah. If you lose your virginity before marriage, that's it. You were a whore. I mean, you have to understand that
They were
it's
Italians, bro.
Italians. Don't mess with Italians. Not just Italians, but like they're very passionate about it. I know he likes Italians. Or doesn't. Anyway, the idea is that we have all of that world in us, and we need to discuss. You need to see: do I love myself? Do I respect myself? Do I look up at my Avram in me, my Yitzhak in me? All these that male. Who is the male and female part of me? Do I accept the Adam and Chava? So the male energy in me, the Adam, is my more rational thought and way of thinking. Sometimes I'm not paying attention to my emotions, which means I'm not paying attention to Chava. My Adam, my head, guys, stop. Not paying attention to Chava, and therefore I'm not able to be connected to my emotions.
Yeah, but you're not able to listen to both at the same time. Always.
Well, if you're a good marriage counselor, yes, you can.
What does that mean?
Meaning.
I'm saying one could be saying one thing and the other is saying the other.
Yeah, but you bring the discussion out. Okay,
No.
it's true. Really.
Okay, I want this, and the other one says no, it's not right.
Exactly. So you speak it out. Okay, I understand, Michael. Michael, I understand. Why do we think we go to therapy? To bring that whole world of us outside, because we don't pay attention to those things and we just follow this like that. We don't realize it's an actual real world. That's right. It's very. We have going to therapy or speaking things out, bringing out what's all the different voices in you is making the story becoming alive. Because very often we are just in our own mind and we don't realize it's a reality. Whatever happens in your brain, your thoughts create reality, right? So if you want to live, and your reality has to try why we learn Torah, to let that reality of the Torah become you. Like we say, the Torah is the Etz Chaim, and the Etz Chaim is the 10 Sefirot, and the 10 Sefirot is your body. And the body is the Beis Hamikdash, and the Beis Hamikdash the tree, right? You understand? It's all connected. It's like that movie Interstellar with all the different parts of time. It's all different parts of ourselves. It's microcosm. Basically, it's like we're within the world. It is. It's now. What does that mean on top of that?
Like be conscious about both sides.
Yeah, but meaning you can sometimes you never speak out loud. Say, really, I really want to eat that delicious American cake and ice cream. Carvel, I want it, right? Okay, so your body wants that, and your heart is like, yeah, you deserve it. You have to take care of. It's okay to have some pleasure, and then your thoughts say, no, this is ridiculous. What are you talking about? I'm on a diet already. I'm trying to lose cholesterol, and I'm trying to be fit for my wife. So otherwise I'm gonna die at 50 with cholesterol blockage. So I have that discussion in me, but sometimes I don't really pay attention. You just have that, I'm gonna just no, don't just follow your heart or just follow your. No, you need to have the discussion and see. Sometimes you have to listen to your wife, your emotions, which guys are terrible at that. That's why they need a wife to train to do it with themselves. And sometimes the wife doesn't listen to the husband, so the woman doesn't listen to her head, and she just follows her emotions, and she goes crazy. What?
We're not talking about actual. This whole discussion's not actual.
It's a cloud nine.
I'm in a different cloud.
Cloud.
You picked up on that.
The web cloud. No, but no, it is actual, but it is not actual. It's actual in you, but this is why. Why do you think you have to get married? You know, on the outside.
To have children.
No, to learn to be married inside. Yeah. What do you think God is outside of you or inside of you?
It's basically
All around you.
No. The Beis Hamikdash God is inside or outside?
What? The what?
In the Beis Hamikdash God is inside or outside?
The base of it is inside or outside?
No. In the Beis Hamikdash, is God inside or outside?
All around.
Inside. Everywhere.
Right. If your body is the Beis Hamikdash, then where is God?
Everywhere.
Inside your
Inside
body.
you.
Inside. Everywhere. I mean, yeah, this, but no, it's actually the Kodesh Kodashim. The most is there. Because your pineal gland, the source of your soul, is right there. Your neshama, the highest part of your neshama, is here. So we understand that your body can allow like the Beis Hamikdash to have the Shekhinah come in you. And how do you know how to do that? From the avodah of the Beis Hamikdash. The avodah of the Beis Hamikdash will show you how you can transform your body into a place that can receive God.
Does God ever leave a person?
Yeah, that's why the Beis Hamikdash got destroyed.
Why not? Well, not. But people
No.
have a lot of things has a lot of godly in them.
Yeah, it's true. But what do we know about the Beis Hamikdash? There is one part of the Beis Hamikdash where the Shekhinah still stays.
Where?
You know, you went there. The
Hotel.
Kotel. It says the Shekhinah, even in exile, even the Shekhinah is still there. So where is the Kotel in you?
your eyes, your heart, your
Wait,
head, your brain.
You're not using your brain. Are you using your heart or your brain? Are you using your husband or yourself?
Threw a lot of darts.
Again, eventually. She has to pay
I'm not sure because I just thought of the question now. but I assume is like we say like Rabbi Nachman says the pintel shel the chelek Elokai mima. When you say every morning Elokai neshama shazata bi teora, it's that part of you that is completely pure and holy, and that's the Shekhinah that is still that hasn't left completely.
Where is it? You made up a question.
That's what. So I say I'm not 100% sure. I think it's or deep in the heart, or it's deep in the brain, or maybe I believe. I tell you, actually, I believe. Now it's coming. It's there by the loose bone. The what you do nourish doing after Havdalah with the wine, because it's this.
Top of the spot.
I tell you why. Because the Kedosh Kedoshim. Right, that's the pineal gland. It's the right but where is the place of the western wall? Is behind the Kedosh Kedoshim. So you go behind the Kedosh Kedoshim. It's exactly there. Yeah, in the loose bone.
Maybe the western wall was behind the Kodesh.
Did you ever go? Did you ever go to the Kotel?
I don't think hotel is why it's part of the actual Beit HaMikdash.
It's the outside wall.
No.
Right.
Right. That's the western
One of the
wall.
walls.
That's
So it's not behind.
yeah.
No,
It is.
not behind. There is a spot.
Eventually,
It's no. Zeno.
I mean, the Beit HaMikdash is on the other side.
No. Did you go in the tunnels? Okay, I was just now in the tunnels now, right? As Moshiach was called. Anyway, so what happening is that you have what you see outside where people go.
Yeah.
It's not parallel to the exact Kedosh Kedoshim. But if you go in the tunnels, you go there, and then there's that's a place which is I would say they say it's 25 feet from the Kedosh Kedoshim, and it's exactly directly where so that's behind. That's the Kedosh Kedoshim. That's behind the Kedosh Kedoshim.
Like, there's another.
It's the temple mount.
Like a,
No,
yeah,
it's the
another
dome of the
thing
rock.
that Jewish people are not
The dome
allowed
of
to
the
go
rock.
up.
You're not allowed.
And the
That's the only reason you can be by the western wall. Guys, it's too loud.
No, I'm saying so it's
That's
not.
not
It's
whispering.
behind it.
What?
It's behind it.
The dome of the rock.
There's a tunnel. Not by
She's talking. You're interrupting.
I'm sorry.
When you enter the kotel, right? From the bus
I
station.
never do that.
The
Yeah.
bus section. When you're entering the kotel, there's like another hallway, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And that's how you get up to Har HaBayit. And we're not allowed to go there.
Right. I'm not talking about that.
Isn't that where it is?
No.
No.
Well, that's
No. I'm talking where you're allowed to walk still.
yeah.
Right. Meaning the whole western wall is the whole western wall. The whole western wall is technically behind the Kedosh Rishim. So it starts at where we see it, and then it goes under where we cannot see it unless you go in a tunnel. But that whole section is positioned behind the Beis Hamikdash.
But if you go in the tunnel, you can see the door and it's right.
Right. That's exactly
It's right there. They don't let you put your hand over the gate because they say
no. It's closed.
It's
There's
closed
a
off.
gate,
It's
there's a
sealed.
glass
No,
there,
it's sealed.
and you could.
No, it's sealed. And
The
in the
door is
tunnel.
sealed, but they don't know if you could reach over. There's like a glass gate there, and we had a tour guide, and he said, "Don't put your hand over the gate."
Don't listen
Ah.
to the tour guide. The tour
That's
guide
something else. They make more sense.
No. They know.
Some of them don't.
No,
Okay, right.
You can go, they give tours now on Single Mountain. Go.
Right. No, right, you're not allowed to go there.
That's the spot.
That's what I'm saying. That's Eben Shtia. You're not allowed to go there.
Correct. And it's not at all. That was
Right. So how we get into there? Okay, yes. So that you're like a Beis Hamikdash is inside of you, and what it means is that when you speak about non-Jews and the Jew and the Eved Ivri and Eved Nochi and Oved Kochavim and the Ger, they are all in you. They're parts of you that need to convert still. You didn't make the choice. There's part of you that's still a guy, wants to, watch the night show, I don't know. There's some, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, it's stopping, it's keep going. Or they want to watch, they want nothing to do with life with God. Whatever. So there's part of you that, so therefore that needs to convert. There's a part of you that is a Jew, right? So you have to understand that the reason, and that's the Ashlag. I'm reading that from the Ashlag, which is the one. The Ashlag is the Bala Sulam, the one who wrote a commentary on the Zohar called the Sulam. So he says like that. Should you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm listening.
Okay, good. That's fantastic. The word goy. The word goy means nation in Hebrew, referring to a non-Jew. This word represents the uncorrected animalistic level of the person's soul. In the Torah, goy refers to the carnal ego that rules them. The word nochri, right, which means pagan, represents the cultivation. What? Pagan. Represent the cultivation of farming of that carnal ego, the beast. The word Hebrew, ivri, comes from the word ever, which means to cross over. So a Hebrew is a person who has crossed over the spiritual barrier, machsom. The word Israel is a person who has the intention of yashar kelt, which means straight to God. And then there's the Yehudi, comes from the word Ichud, means union with Hashem. Every person goes through all these levels, from Nochi to Goy to Ivri to Israeli to Yehudi. We all start out as Goyim. As we know in the story, there's no Jews at the beginning. We all start as Goyim.
Oh, amazing.
In you, right? What do you mean amazing?
Okay, continue.
It's not amazing.
Oh, you know what I mean. Continue.
No, I don't know what you mean.
She's lost all the points. My friend.
When
You lost me today.
Come here.
hey, you lost me, okay? So when we choose,
We love you, Julie.
Julie, where is she in us? That's the question.
Where am I?
Yeah, where are you in us?
Right now,
He's in cloud nine.
I'll give you a
I'm going to my bed to get ready for the
Okay. So when we choose the goal and begin the tikkunim, the correction, we become ivri. Because we have crossed over, then we become Israeli. As we have aimed to be straight to God, once we work at dvekut, right, to be unified with God, we then become Yehudi. These terms, Jews and Gentiles, are different levels of perception and the soul, and are available to and embarked upon by every human being, and this occurs whether they are aware of it or not.
Wait, can you repeat that last
He
line?
goes a little fast.
Yes, sorry. These terms, Jews and Gentiles, are different levels of perception and the soul, of the soul, not of the soul, of the soul, okay, and are available to and are embarked upon by every human being, and this occurs whether they are aware of it or not.
This what?
Occurs. I know it's my
we understand.
French accent. She understands. Why you don't understand?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
No, I don't.
Because you're so far. You're supposed to come here. Okay. But so you understand how much we. So who is Moshiach in you? How do you bring redemption to yourself?
Love yourself.
Once you do that, then you're gone.
When you love every part of yourself, when you love every Jew, and they say,
Love yourself fully.
Yeah, but
yes,
you can't
because
be too
the
accepting.
outside is a reflection of your inside.
You're
So
not too accepting because Dina, you said she.
no, well, there are parts you're not allowed to hate the parts of you that hate God, but you are supposed to make out of them, right? Because you're not allowed to love someone who you're supposed to hate someone who hates God. So if the part of you that hates God, you have to hate them or make out of them, right? If you
So most people who hate themselves really not allowed to. Like you're not. I'd say someone hates their.
you're not allowed to hate yourself technically.
You hate your hair? I feel like hate is such a.
Because
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like do you really? No, but you know what I mean.
come on, do you really hate yourself? Come on.
Not everything. Okay.
No, but you understand that the fact that it says Ze Klal Gadol B'Torah, that means that's the hardest work we need to do on ourselves is to really love every part of ourselves, and the part of ourselves that we don't love. If you, are you convinced?
We know.
No,
You know.
okay, but that's a work. Until you love everybody, you won't love every part of yourself. If when you understand that even the bee, even the bee, even the mosquito, even the spider, even the terrorist is all created by God, then you understand that really all is good, right? Any evil in the world is a surgery. Is a surgery good? A surgery is always good. It's here to save you. Does it hurt and it's painful? Yes.
Kimmel, you here?
Surgery.
I hope he doesn't need surgery.
Right? So surgery is always good. It's here to save your life. But we go through those problems in our life, through those dark moments, and we don't feel as good. So our reality start not being in sync with the goodness, and we start hating for ourselves. Oh, why is this happening to me? I must be a bad person. God is punishing me. I'm defective. And God says, no, you don't understand anything. When you go into, did you ever watch the?
Wait, shouldn't you think about that a little bit?
What?
Like, if something happened, you'd be like, oh, I just did
You-
A, B, C, D.
You need to see, you need to make a cheshbon to understand. You need to make a cheshbon why it's happening, but not that you are
Not that
evil.
you're a problem.
Right? You might have made a mistake.
Yeah, I keep
Yeah.
cutting my fingers, and I don't know what other.
No. You're supposed to. You have to.
This
Supposed.
thumb, then this thumb, and now today this.
Right. No. So sometimes that maybe you have
Story my students lunch.
your 10 fingers is connected to. Why there can be the 10 spheres. It can be to the channels of energy. Right. Like. So you have to find out what's with your fingers, and the fingers is the thing that helps
What if
you
you
connect the
bring-
most to
That's
the
weird.
to the external.
Start off
What
by
if you
doing
bring it on
This was for
yourself?
lunch. This was
What?
What if you bring it on
my
yourself?
convocation. And this.
Praying on yourself?
You bring it on yourself.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
sometimes
said,
we.
I go to the gym and I
Yes,
put my hand.
so-
Do I have the things with like that?
that's possible. You can sometimes you bring on yourself because
Well,
you. Hey. So yeah, sometimes that's the problem. Sometimes we bring things on ourselves. You're responsible for our own destiny.
I'm good. You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Not from here.
It's not so fresh. It's a little cold.
Okay. And I
It's a
do
little cold,
like,
but-
whatever, and then I come back with a good
Stay for share.
He's giving you share.
That's what I'm saying. So that's a given. If I bring it on myself, is that?
Yes, sometimes if you're not careful, you bring that upon yourself.
Okay, so I don't have to think like, oh, what did I do, right?
Not always. Sometimes it's natural consequences. If you put your hand in the fire, it's gonna burn. That's yourself. It's not God punishing you. It's natural consequences.
So how do you figure out if you're wrong with spheres?
Well, spheres is if you go to a mikubal, but you on the simple on the level, you ask, okay, what does hands represent? Hands represent your most external way to connect to the outside world, the physical world. So your interaction with it, or it can be, I don't know. You have to see what's the meaning of hands in.
Maybe it's not bad. It's just I thought he was cut.
Yeah, but you have to think what cut. Why cut? I know you have to think about it, and until you get it, you ask Hashem. You ask Hashem. So to finish, I just wanted to say that we need to be able to live on a level where I end up loving everyone because I understand that everything is good and that any dark thing really, that's the example I wanted to bring. You know Ninja Warrior parkour?
That's what I'm talking about. She's doing what are you talking about?
Ninja Warrior.
Yeah,
Warrior Ninja. Oh, that's what you do? That's awesome. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. No, she does her own parkour. You actually do it?
And she keeps getting.
And you have the whole. Did you win?
How far do you get?
Just the first one. No, I understand. Yeah. I know.
People that are on the show are.
Yeah. So let me ask you: Is it? Do you find that the warrior ninja parkour is fun or not?
Well, what's
Sounds
fun?
like
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun, right?
No, it is not.
It sounds
Why?
like
No, but now let's say people who do it, they do it. Do you see them? They are scared. They're excited. They are okay. It's intense. Now, sometimes they're gonna hurt themselves, or sometimes they're gonna fail, but sometimes they're gonna win, right? That's what your life is about. It's a ninja warrior parkour. And the only reason we get sad or depressed or angry is because you forgot it's a ninja warrior parkour, and you understand that every step of the way, any challenge is only part of your challenge for you to pass the whole test. But if you understand that that's the people who train for that, they love it. They go for that. That's what my life is about. So if you wake up in the morning, understand that everything in your day is part of the ninja parkour, right? Then every part of your life, every challenge, every dark moment, you take it as an adventure, as a challenge. It can be sometimes painful and a bit scary, but at the end, you're happy you're going through it because that's where I need to go. Right? And if we live our life like that, then we understand that our entire life is, our entire body, everything is this huge amount of, there's a whole world inside of us that we need to pay attention to. And the more we reveal that world inside of us, the more we understand that we have to become inside of us the same way it's described there. This is right. It's alive. So that you have to review everything we say in a different part, of yourself. Speak to yourself. Be your own spouse, being your own brother, your own sister, your own father, your own mother. All that because it's not just you and God, right?
So the whole introduction with Gaby was just to tell us that we have to love everyone within ourselves.
But it's connected. It's connected. Do you enjoy being Jewish, or you regret? You feel stuck? Is it a choice? Would you choose it again? If you found out you were not Jewish today, would you choose to convert again? It is hard because if you found out today you were not Jewish, would you choose to convert today? Would you eat a cheeseburger and sleep with a few guys before? Right? No. That's good. That means you're
Like now,
happy
it's
with
easy. It's easy for me to say, I'll be Jewish, but if I was actually found out I'm not Jewish, I'm like,
why would you be Jewish? That's what you have to ask yourself. What would you convert and why would you convert? Do you know why you're Jewish?
No, it's valid.
No, it's good. Most people don't know, but do you know why you're Jewish? Why are you Jewish? What's the Jewish mission? Why did we convert to Judaism? Why did we choose to be Jewish at Mount Sinai? I'm asking you. You're so Jewish. Why? Why did you choose? Why do you think the Jews chose to be Jewish? You don't need to be Jewish. You need to be Jewish for that. You can be
Right to the rub.
That's okay. The reason. Hey. You're a bit late. Just say. The only reason the Jews I mean, it's connected to that. Yes, the reason we chose to be Jewish is in order to be a light into the nation, meaning to show the world that there is a God, and to help everyone have a relation with God like Jews have. What? That's why you're Jewish. To help the non-Jews.
What?
I know, you were never told that in Cheder, right?
Actually, it's our job is to be a light unto the nation. We don't do that really at all.
A light into the nation.
I asked about
the role models. Well, by behaving with sneers and being a bas melech, and by being gentle and not speaking lashon hara and everything you do, you be. Yeah, that's why the Rambam said the greatest mitzvah is Kiddush Hashem and the worst avera is Chilul Hashem. Because of that. That's the idea.
Wait, why is that answer if I want to? I mean, when you're honest.
No, because then you will choose if you want to be part of that mission. Because when you make that decision, you're going to be responsible for every misdeed you do, because you took that responsibility. Then you don't want to become Jewish. But that's what you just said. The Jews took the responsibility. It is scary. The Jews were ready to take that responsibility despite the Holocaust, beside the crusade, despite all that. We're ready to die as a Jew. That was our whole. We're ready to be the scapegoat. We're ready to be the segula, segula for the nations. And that's what how you're supposed to reject a non-Jew at the beginning when he wants to convert. You tell them, do you understand that if there's a Holocaust, you're going to be chosen you're going to die. So he has to be ready to do that, otherwise he cannot be Jewish. That's the responsibility of being carrying the responsibility on your shoulders. You do that with your own children anyway. The question is, do you want the whole world to become children? Because some children don't behave much.
It's a crazy I might be confusing with the